That up there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 5:30, and I will call this regular meeting of the Burnsville City Council to order. It is our tradition to stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and we invite you to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight's meeting is being conducted both in person and online, and all of our council members and our staff are present in the council chambers. Members of the public may attend in person, or the public may also join us online at burnsville.gov/meetings or Comcast channel 16 or 859. The public can also participate through Zoom by joining us at zoom.us/join, and more information is available on our meetings website and in the council agenda packet. So, the first item on our agenda this evening are our announcements, proclamations, and then we also have an update. Regular council meetings are scheduled on Tuesday, October 18th at 5:30 p.m. and Monday, November 7th at 5:30 p.m. due to elections. And we are not allowed to hold public meetings during elections. We have work sessions scheduled for Tuesday, October 11th at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, November 1st at 5:30 p.m., which is now, I understand, is being rescheduled from our November 15th meeting. I think that's because people are going out of town for the NLC meetings. And then we have a special work session, and this is our quarterly roundtable with our staff, our leadership team, and that's Tuesday, October 25th at 5:30 p.m. Now, all meetings of the City Council are held here in the chambers unless it's in a different room, and then I will announce that as well. And so I am excited tonight because we have three proclamations that are very important, and I will do it from that side. And if you all see, we are all supporting our police. We are wearing our police garb because we're here to support the work that they're doing. The first proclamation is for Fire Prevention Week. Whereas the City of Burnsville is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting Burnsville. And whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at greatest risk from fire. And whereas home fires caused 2,850 civilian deaths in the United States in 2020, according to the National Fire Protection Association, and fire department in the United States responded to 356,500 home fires. And whereas smoke alarms sense smoke well before you can, alerting you to danger and the event of fire in which you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape. Working smoke alarms cut risk of dying in reported home fires in half. Whereas Burnsville residents should be sure everyone in the home understand the sound of the smoke alarm and knows how to respond. Burnsville's fire department is dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas Burnsville's residents are responsive to public education measures and are able to take personal steps to increase their safety from fire, especially in their homes. And whereas The 2022 Fire Prevention Week theme is Fire Won't Wait. Plan your escape. Effectively serves to remind us it is important to save a home. Fire escape plan. Now therefore, I, Elizabeth Couts, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of October 9th through the 15th, 2022 to be Fire Prevention Week. Proclaim this 4th day of October 2022. And Fire Chief Doug is going to be receiving this, and are there other fire?
We have a couple still.
Yeah. Yeah, so you didn't have to respond, so.
Speaking.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for everything you all do and for saving. I know that there's an event that the others are called out to. So, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for your service. So the next proclamation is for Community Planning Month, October 2022. Whereas change is constant and affects all cities, towns, suburbs, counties, boroughs, townships, rural areas, and other places. And whereas community planning and plans can help manage this change in a way that provides better choices for how people work and live. Whereas community planning provides an opportunity for all residents to meaningfully be involved in making choices that determines the future of their community. And whereas the full benefits of planning requires public officials and citizens who understand, support, and demand excellence in planning and plan implementation. Whereas the month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month throughout the United States of America and its territories. Whereas American Planning Association and its professional institute, the American Institute of Certified Planners, endorse National Community Planning Month as an opportunity to highlight the contributions sound planning and plan implementation make to be a quality of our settlement and environment. And whereas the celebration of the National Community Planning Month gives us the opportunity to publicly recognize the participation and dedication of the members of the Planning Commission and other citizen planners who have contributed their time and expertise to the improvement of the city of Burnsville. Whereas we recognize the many valuable contributions made by the professional community and regional planners of the city of Burnsville and extend our heartfelt thanks for the continued commitment to public service by these professionals. Now, therefore, I, Elizabeth Couts, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Community Planning Month, proclaim this 4th day of October 2022. Mrs. Dean, and staff, you all can come up, and our Planning Commission Chair. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Now, this is very important, and we have many of our police officers here to support the work that they continue to do for National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And thank you for making that choice to highlight and to support this effort. Whereas National Breast Cancer Awareness Month was established to increase awareness about the disease and the importance of screening and early detection. Whereas 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer at some point during their lifetime, and the American Cancer Society estimates that more than 276,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed this year. And whereas mammography can detect breast cancer up to 2 years before physical symptoms can be seen or felt. And whereas the City of Burnsville is committed to raising awareness about breast cancer and the impact it has on our loved ones, friends, colleagues, and community members, and proclaiming our commitment to prevention, detection, and treatment of breast cancer. And whereas the police department and other Dakota County agencies are wearing and selling special pink patches during October to raise awareness for breast cancer and all cancers. And residents can purchase the Burnsville pink patches online or in the police lobby during business hours to help raise funds for cancer research. Now, therefore, I, Elizabeth Kautz, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the City Council and in honor of all that have fought against breast cancer, do hereby proclaim October 2022 to be National Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Burnsville and encourage all women to become aware that they are at risk and to check their doctors to see whether they should get a mammogram. Proclaim this 4th day of October 2022. And Sergeant Sim, you're going to be coming up. And then, Chief, if we can also have everybody here to take a photo with everybody and I think you have some words that you have to.
Yes.
Also go.
Jerry's gonna bring the patches up to
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is our second year selling the patches.
Okay, I think you're gonna have to be,
Oh, sorry.
come over here so they can hear you at home,
Okay.
Sergeant. Okay.
So this is our second year selling the patches. We have them, 3 of them over here. So this is our patch from last year here. Then this is our new patch. It's our retro patch. And then we also have a smaller patch
For children.
for children. A lot of the little kids like these. So this is a $5 patch and the other 2 are $10. These again can be purchased at the Burnsville Police Department lobby during business hours, which is 8 to 4:30. You can pay with cash or check. Checks are made out to the American Cancer Society. And if you wanted to pay by Venmo, we do have a Venmo account, and it's Burnsville PD Pink Patch. And that will bring you right to our Venmo account. If you are mailing them in or want us to mail you them, just please put your address down so we know where to mail them. Thank you.
Okay, so everybody, if you can come forward, we'll.
Right here, because they're tall right there.
Those guys right. Yep, every time. You need a stool.
I love
They're
that.
not in.
Oh, I got plenty of that.
That was really fun. And one more time, because I have to do everything over and over again. Or we'll just do one more of this. Thank you.
Are you good, Tim? Okay, very good.
Been there next a while.
Here we go. Sit.
And now it's my great pleasure to welcome the new Executive Director, Nikki Rikus, to give us an update. And if you can, yes, please, yes. Nikki is the new Executive Director for the Garage, and she's with Catalyst Music Update. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, cool. And is this the speaker?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for having me here today, and thank you, City Council, for having me here as well. Again, my name is Nikki Rikus. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm the new Executive Director for Twin Cities Catalyst Music. And I'm here today to talk about the Garage and Twin Cities Catalyst Music and just an update on kind of where we are coming out of this thing called the pandemic. So, let's see. Oh, here we are. So, Twin Cities Catalyst Music. Some of y'all might know the Garage from back in the day when we were with City of Burnsville. Something that's really exciting is now we are run by a nonprofit called Twin Cities Catalyst Music. So Twin Cities Catalyst Music is a 501c3 nonprofit with the mission to provide young people with equitable access to see, experience, and participate in the Twin Cities music community. Some people have the misconception that we just do concerts. No, we provide educational programming as well and career pathways in the music industry. And so we fulfill this mission through two of our spaces. One is our home, that's the garage, which I'll talk about me in a second, but I have a lot to say about the garage because I love it there and I love Burnsville. But we have the garage and we also have a venue that we opened in Eastside St. Paul called the Treasury, which is really cool to see how much of an impact the garage had on Burnsville that other communities wanted to see something similar. But it all started here. Oh. Anyway, I'll keep going. Okay, I'm missing a slide, but I'll just talk a little bit about myself. So hey y'all, so this shirt I'm wearing today is actually the same shirt I wore my first day on my first shift at the garage back in October 2011. I grew up going to the garage as a young person, and I started going there in our after-school programming, which later turned into BYC. I'm also a Burnsville High School graduate, so really coming back here really feels like home. It is home, and I had so many experiences I got to have going to the garage. I got to learn how to do sound engineering, how to book shows. I got to be a peer mentor. I got to do peer listening. And I also got to work with young people to build programming together, which actually sparked not only my passion for music, but for education as well. And today I'm back. I'm really excited. So one thing that's really unique about Twin Cities Catalyst Music in the Garage is all of our programming is led by young people. The biggest part of our organization is Catalyst Music Council. So Catalyst Music Council is our youth advisory board that really helps us stay on point with our vision, where we're going, and we really have those young people leading that space. And like I said, we don't just offer live music experiences. We have a lot of really great educational programming as well too. If you're at the Burnsville Festival and Fire Muster, I love this picture because it's Chadwick and some of our CAC artists. They actually performed at the multicultural stage during the Fire Muster on Saturday. So if you're out there, you got to see some of our artists that went through our mentorship program to grow as songwriters, producers, and performers. Other programming we have is the Video Production Collaborative, which is all about learning how to use photo and videos to create content, to create media. Also, we have booking team. So all of our events that we have are booked by young people, which is pretty cool. But we don't do this alone. So Twin Cities Catalyst Music partners with community partners here in Burnsville to make all of this happen. We have a partnership with ISD 191, Community Education, City of Burnsville, and Dakota County. And one thing I'm really excited for is that this month, we have BYC starting up again. This is going to be the first time that we've had young people in our space participating in these programs since March of 2020. So I'm really excited to see that we're going to have young folks in the space. We're going to have scholars from Nicollet Middle School and Eagle Ridge there. They're going to learn about music production, the recording studio, photography and videography, and they'll get some tutoring from college mentors as well. And if you know any young folks, any middle school scholars that are still interested in signing up for BYC, registration is still open. So there's a lot of other opportunities too within that. So I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for having me here today. Just an introduction, but there's so much more in the future that there is to come. So thank you so much today, Madam Mayor, City Council, and City of Burnsville. It's really good to be home.
Yeah, and welcome back home.
Thank you.
Welcome back home, Ms. Rikus, and thank you for your report and the update on what's going on.
Of course, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Yeah, thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Yes,
if I may. Sorry.
yes, Councilmember Keeley.
I just want to thank Nikki for coming forward and also to highlight a partnership that we formed with the Garage and the Burnsville Festival. Not only did they have performers on the multicultural stage on Saturday, which was a great diverse lineup of 6 different performers, but they also provided the audio and stage support for the multicultural stage on Saturday, the Zombie Garage Zone stage on Saturday, and the stages on Wednesday at the block party and Thursday at the craft beer tasting. So we have a greater partnership than we've ever had before with the Garage, and really thrilled to have them on board. Great talent. I learned a lot, actually, over the discussions over the last year with with Jack and Nikki about all the things that have gone on at Twin Cities Catalyst Music over the years that I was unaware of, with the production and Niles and his development of young artists and teaching them how to market themselves and stage perform and build relationships. It's been a fantastic success story over there in a lot of different ways. And so very happy to have Nikki on board, and we're looking forward to 2023's festival and a big partnership again with the Garage. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And now we will move on. The next item is citizens' comments. This is the opportunity for anyone in the audience to address council on an item that is not on a printed agenda, not an application form that will be coming before us at a future date, or anyone who is participating on Zoom. Is there anyone who wishes to address the council? Ms. Collins, is there anyone on Zoom?
No, Madam Mayor, no.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we will move on to additions to the final agenda, and this is for emergency items only. City Manager Lindberg, are there any emergency items to come before the body?
Nothing from staff, Mayor.
Okay, members of the council? Okay, thank you. We will then move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a group of items that's considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. However, an item on the consent agenda can be removed for a separate discussion and vote. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes an item on the consent agenda to be removed for a separate discussion and vote? Mrs. Collins, anyone on Zoom?
No one on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Okay. City Manager Lindberg.
Nothing from staff, Mayor.
Okay. Members of the council, may I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda, please?
Move to approve.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. We now move on to the regular agenda, and the first item on the regular agenda is a public hearing. This is a resolution adopting the 2022 miscellaneous assessments. Presenting this evening is our city engineer Jen Desrude. Mr. Desrude.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. So I have two public hearings tonight. The first is the miscellaneous assessments. And typically we have lots of different things combined onto one assessment roll. So it could be driveways, it could be petitioned assessments. This year we just have unpaid false alarms. So the total amount for those is $3,780. We have to date received no written objections. Anyone from the public can submit a written objection between now and the end of the public hearing. So this is a public hearing if anyone would like to speak, and then staff does recommend that the resolution be adopted.
Okay. Are there any questions for Ms. Desrude? Okay, members of the council, a motion to adopt the resolution is in order.
Public hearing.
Oh, it's a public hearing. I'm sorry, I did say that. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on this item? Is there anyone who wishes to speak on this item? Mrs. Collins, anyone on Zoom?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. I will now close the public hearing. Members of the council, your pleasure.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. And the motion carries. Thank you. Now we are at the next public hearing. And this one is a resolution adopting the 2022 HOC Streetscape Operations and Maintenance Assessment. Mrs. Desrude.
Thank you. So these are for the amenities in the streetscape that in the heart of the city, colored sidewalks and trails, street lighting, banners and snowflakes, the boulevard median mowing and irrigation, trees, shrubs, hanging baskets, and other plantings. So we know that heart of the city has additional amenities that require a greater extent of maintenance. The policy that we have, policy 5.015, established in 1999, has two tiers of amenities, and 50% of the city general fund pays for the operation and maintenance, and the other 50% is through special assessment. Updated on August 16th, 2022, the same policy. This map just shows that we expanded the footprint of the assessment. So the blue areas were previously assessed. The pink ones had a direct benefit on a frontage and had not been assessed. We've added them in with this policy. The ones that are in yellow are in the HOC 1 and 2. They indirectly benefit. They don't have direct frontage, but they are within the district. So we updated the policy, and the council approved that on August 16th to create a front foot and square foot methodology. So the blue properties are assessed that combination of front foot and square foot, the pink as well, and then the yellow without the direct benefit are just getting the building square footage rate. So these assessments are based on our 2021 actual costs, which were about $304,000. 50% of those costs are assessed, so we take that $152,000 and we divvy it up across the whole district based on the frontage, whether they're a tier 1 or tier 2, and their building square footage. So those rates, the tier 1 frontage rate was $3.93 per foot, and the tier 2 was $1.96 per foot, and then square footage based on the building square footage is 2 cents per the building square foot. Assessments covered $133,000 because the city has property within the boundary, so we assess ourselves. So the city's portion is $171,000. And this is also a public hearing. The city staff has not received any written objections to date, but the public has until the end of the public hearing to submit if they wish to object.
This is a public hearing. I will now open the public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Seeing no one, Mrs. Collins, anyone on Zoom? Okay. I will now close the public hearing. And first, I want to thank you, Mrs. Deserud, for all the work that you have done on this particular item. I think it took you a year or more as you came before us on work sessions and presented what your findings were, and you were directed to go back and do some more work. And you did that and came back with all the work that you had done that met council's expectations. And then we had more discussions, and but I want to just thank you for your diligence, because you heard the council's desire and you did this. And I also remember you also helped Councilmember Schultz with bike trails along Buck Hill Road, which was an innovation that was really wonderful. So thank you so much for everything that you have done. Members of the council, do you have any comments or questions of Mrs. Deserud with this particular item? If not, a motion to adopt the resolution is in order.
Move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and a motion carries. Thank you so much, Mrs. Deserud, for all of your work.
Thank you.
Thank you. And members of the council, there are no other items to come before the council this evening, and a motion to adjourn is in order.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Good night, and thank you for being with us.